Go. And hello. Everyone say a nice big hello.
Hello.
Big.
Hello, greetings and welcome. It is time for the Extreme Improv Extremes Geek Battle Show. So this is the comedy panel show where we'll have some geeky conversation, play some geeky games, include some geeky improv, and all in all, geek out to our heart's content. Now, on the show tonight, we have a bumper lineup of geeks, nerds, and dorks. That's the third one in that chain. Right, now we'll work out if you're a geek, a nerd, or a dork, or something else. Entirely, it's your choice, we don't mind. But we're going to go around and we're going to meet the cast tonight, and they're going to give you a random geek fact in the quest for a bonus point, because this is a competition and we will find out who is this week's Geek of the Week. Now then, let's have a look. Capelthave, say hello to the people and give us a random geek fact.
Hail from the land of leopards, elephants, and crocodiles. And my my geek fact is that, you know, the dragons in Game of Thrones and House of the Dragons? Yeah, technically they aren't dragons, they are wyverns. So in order to be classified as a dragon, you need to have 4 limbs. I mean, 4 legs and then wings. But in the Game of Thrones, they're all just like, have wings attached to their front limb. So that makes them wyvern, not dragons.
They're wyverns.
In an era, wyverns.
Wow. Okay, Cap, you get a bonus point. That's an interesting fact. So next up, someone who doesn't have wings attached to their front limbs is Dave. Say hello to the people.
No, I sold them for money. Hello, I'm Dave. I'm from Paris, France, and my geek fact comes from Marvel. So we know that there are people who are worthy to hold Mjolnir, so like Captain America, Jane Foster, and even Deadpool at one point. But there's one character, Moon Knight, who, while not worthy to wield Mjolnir, he is able to control it with his mind because Uru, the substance that Mjolnir is made from moon rocks. So Moon Knight is able to manipulate and control Mjolnir.
Wow, okay. Another interesting fact. Here's a follow-up interesting fact. As well as not being worthy to hold Mjolnir, Moon Knight isn't worthy to be on television. So, Marty, you are worthy to be on television. Say hello to the people.
Hello, everybody. My geek fact of today is that dragons, wyverns, whatever you want to call them, are not real. So, screw you. No, I'm just kidding.
Komodo dragon?
Komodo dragon. Bonus point there, Dave. You socked it to him.
I was watching Exorcist 3 last night, and I had forgotten that it was directed and written by the guy that wrote the original The Exorcist novel. And I find Exorcist, and while it's a flawed movie, I find Exorcist 3 to be an entertaining movie as well as a way better sequel than the second movie, which is almost unwatchable.
Is it the one with Pazuzu?
Oh, they all have Pazuzu.
Pazuzu. That sounds like baby cousin. Talk when it needs feeding. Like Pazuzu. Right.
Pazuzu.
Pazuzu is the name of the demon.
Okay. Now then, someone who isn't a demon in any regard, at least I've been paid to say so, is DB. Say hello to the people.
Totally assumed you were about to introduce Tim. I'm totally the opposite of that. So in Star Trek V, the fifth Star Trek movie, there was a character named Sybok, who was originally supposed to be played by Sean Connery. Sean Connery did not do the movie, so they named the planet Shakari after Sean Connery.
That's another interesting fact. I'm aware that I didn't give a bonus point to Marty for his fact. Just wanted to point that out. Now, someone who we may give a bonus point to is Tim. Say hello to the people. Our man in the car on the move.
Hey, it's Tim, just back from a delivery of food samples to some food place. My geek fact of the week is I disagree with Marty. If you've ever met a Canada goose, you may have understood how a wyvern could be incredibly aggressive yet almost vegetarian. They are vicious creatures and they take up too much space. And anyways, the only TV series that's rated higher than Breaking Bad is Attack on Titan.
Wow.
On another note, but the average ratings of Attack on Titan's episodes are higher than Breaking Bad, and I think that's the only one that has topped Breaking Bad because they've had consistently high ratings.
I'm going to be completely honest. I'm going to give you a point now. I don't even know what Attack on Titan is. I've never heard of it.
What?
Come on, you can come on. How can you not
Revoke his geek license.
Yeah, I just think I lost my geek license.
How can you not know that?
Tim seems to be melting. Right. I'm so sorry, Tim. I will rectify this. I promise you.
No worries.
Right.
I will say I run many miles to Attack on Titan soundtrack songs.
Okay.
It is amazing.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I will listen to the soundtrack and I'll try to see some of the visuals that go along with it. How long's it been? How is it new?
No, it's been around since like 2015 15, right?
Oh shoot, that's a
I
long
think
time. Okay,
So the
yeah.
thing that I would say about Attack on Titan being the best is you get these visuals, like animated visuals, where you see fast movement of like humans that you can almost resonate with fighting like giant bad guys, and it's just the odds are always amped up towards the end of the episode, and for some reason they can figure out how to keep you on the edge of your seat while you're watching a cartoon.
No, that sounds great. Okay, so with that, we've handed out some bonus points along the way, and we're going to get straight into it. We're going to have a game to start things off. It's going to be a battle. We're going to roll a dice, and we will decide if two of our competitors at a time will be having a debate with 30 seconds to say why either a movie, a video game, a comic book, a book, or whatever else, a TV show, or even a comic is better than a rival one. So let's first of all roll a dice and see who we're going to have go first. And we're going to have Dave, and we are going to have Cap. Dave and Cap. So let's see what we get in terms of what shall we go for here. Let's start things off with a video game. I think you two are the best bet for getting a video game debate going. So, Dave, your video game is Days Gone. Days Gone. Cap will
Is that
say...
Days with the Z?
No, that's DayZ. Or like... Okay, if you don't know, let's just get something else entirely. I don't know what it is either. Right, so, okay, so... Okay, so Dave, instead you have the video game Wipeout. Do you know that?
Wipeout.
Oh my god. Children. Right, okay.
You clearly have chosen the best qualified.
Right,
people
okay,
for
Dave,
this
have you heard of
debate.
worms?
Yes.
Okay, you have worms. And if you start saying they're the insect... Right, actually, are worms an insect? What the hell is a worm?
They're invertebrates,
Yeah,
really.
technically not.
Okay, right, yeah, they're not an
No,
insect.
they're wyverns.
Wyverns. Okay, so Dave, you will be defending worms. Capelthave, you will be defending Infamous Second Son. Do you know it?
I know it, yes.
You know the memes, right? Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's a good one, mate.
Anyway,
That's a good one.
Dave, you're going to have 30 seconds to say why Worms is better than Infamous Second Son, and after this we'll be going to see who comes up with a better argument, not which game you prefer. Dave, take it away.
Well, Worms, obviously, is the better game. It came out way before Infamous Second Son. It's a tactical game with worms and weapons and such, and has the best weapon in gaming history. A sheep. Does Infamous Second Son have a sheep that explodes on impact? I don't think so. In that, it's just like a generic superhero game. We've got so many superhero games. Why not play as invertebrates that blow the hell out of each other with bazookas, machine guns, mines, sheep, and banana cluster bombs?
And that is time. That is time. Thank you very much there, Dave. Now, Capelthave, why is Infamous Second Son a better video game than Worms? Take it away.
So you have all heard the mighty game known as Prototype, right? And you all played as the Alex Mercer or the other guy who's really powerful and overhyped. Yeah, if you want to have a Superman moment, a good time for your ego, then you get Infamous. Even though I never actually played it because it never ported on PC, still, I watched it and I felt powerful, okay? I had the greatest power trip that I can
And that is time. That is time. All I'll say is I knew Cap would have watched it but not played it. Right, so now DB, Marty, Tim, it's up to you basically. Who came up with a better argument? So Tim, who would you give it to?
I really appreciated Dave's knowledge of worm weaponry, so I'm going to give it to Dave.
Okay, DB, what would you say?
Which one's Dave and which one's Marty?
I'm Dave, and Marty is below me on the screen,
Okay.
but that's only as I can
Marty's
see it.
blowing you below the screen?
Yes, always. Why do you think it's like the...
I'm not
here?
voting. If that's the case, I'm not voting. That's not fair.
Okay, Marty, what would you say?
Speaking of worms, I'll vote for Dave's.
Okay, Dave, you take it. So, well done there. Okay, next up, let's see who we are going to have. And we are going to have Tim, and we are going to have Marty. Now, let's see. Let's roll the dice to decide what we'll give you. So you'll get a TV show. You will get a TV show. And Marty, your TV show is Crime Scene Investigation. Crime Scene Investigation. Tim, your TV show is The Golden Girls. Now, I wouldn't normally allow this, as it's not quite geeky, but we're going to allow it. Right, so this is CSI versus The Golden Girls, which is my favourite spin-off movie ever. Marty, 30 seconds on the clock. Why is CSI better than Golden Girls? Go.
Well, CSI is a police procedural, but it spawned so many different shows that kind of came off of it. I don't believe Golden Girls had a spinoff. Plus, you got an exciting show about cops, and you've got this show about old ladies. So, I mean, which one do you want to watch? I personally think I would like to watch the show about cops because it's just more exciting and
that is time. That is time. So, Tim, why are the Golden Girls better than Crime Scene Investigation? Go.
Well, the reason they put Golden in it is because the TV series is so first place, you don't need spin-offs to keep it popular. It has a lasting fan base. And plus, you've got the original cops that are in it called moms, or, they are older women. They handle their stuff, and they know how to enforce the law and lay it down without having to use all those fancy CSI things. Because they just talk to each other like, hey, you know what Barbara did? Yeah, I can't believe it. Well, we got to send her to jail.
And that is time. Thank you very much there, Tim. So, this is a tough one. Who came up with the better argument? It's not about which TV show you prefer, audience. It's about who came up with the better argument. Capital Fave, who would you give it to?
Both were great, but Tim said Barbara, so I'm going to assume Barbara Gordon is now old and is in the Golden Girls, so I'm going to give it to Tim.
Okay. DB, what would you say?
Whoever isn't blowing you this time.
Okay. Well, it's not you then, DB. Right, Dave, what would you say?
I do have a soft spot for Betty White, but I got to give it to Marty.
Okay. Well, then again, I guess I'm going to have to tie break things here. I do agree. Moms are the original police, so I've got to give it to Tim. That's such a good argument. I can't argue with it. So with this, it leaves DB and myself after DB's comments about my activities. So what shall we have? I'll let someone else decide. We can either have a movie or a book to argue over. Movie. Okay, let's go for a movie. So DB, your movie is No Country for Old Men. My movie is Manhunter. So Manhunter versus No Country. I don't get it.
I don't know.
Just the titles of the names: No Country for Old Men and then Manhunter. It's
Oh.
kind of fun.
Okay, so DB, you will have 30 seconds. Why is No Country for Old Men better than Manhunter? Go.
No Country for Old Men is one of the greatest casts in the history of film. Tommy Lee Jones, James Brolin, Javier Bardem. I mean, he plays the greatest maniac in the history of film without actually going over the top. At any point, he doesn't go over the top, and he's better than any villain ever. So No Country for Old Men is one of the greatest movies. I believe it won Best Screenplay that year at the Golden Globes. That's another reason, because Manhunter didn't win any awards.
And that is time. That is time. So now I'm going to have 30 seconds to say why Manhunter is better than No Country for Old Men. I'll start off by saying I agree with DB. No Country for Old Men did have one of the greatest casts of all time, but despite that, it was still pretty shit. It's pretty boring. It kind of doesn't have an ending. The main good guy dies off screen, and it just has this ambiguous ending. Whereas Manhunter, it has such a bad cast, they had to remake it because they knew it was that good a story. So they remade it, and it didn't have all of that synth. And then they, Brian Cox, not the space one, the other one. And that is time. I kind of trailed off there. So, Marty, who would you give this to?
Oh, wow. Such an interesting conversation that I totally just zoned out on. I happen to like the movie Manhunter, so I'm going to give it to DB.
Okay, Tim. You're on mute.
I found that if anyone wants to try hard, it's worth a good go at it. So the fact that Manhunter had to do it twice, I'm going to give it to David.
Okay, yes. That's my philosophy in life as well. Sometimes I have to do things twice to get the result. Capelthave.
So who got blowed in this one?
I don't know, Cap.
He said blowed. He said blowed.
Yeah, like an air blower. You know, it blows leaves at you when you're landscaping.
We all got blowed.
Oh, bloody hell.
I'm assuming that Country for Old Men were hunted by the Manhunter, even though I've not seen either of this film. But I would like to see David hunt DB for a while, so I'm just going to go for Manhunter.
There we go. Okay, Dave, what would you say?
I did like the film Manhunter, but yeah, I've got to give it to DB because he made a very good case.
Okay, I guess it is Russian roulette then. So, we're going to have some Russian roulette to decide this. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's see. Do I actually have any cards? So, you're going to have to trust me here, guys. Look, here is a deck of cards. And as you can see, I've got them here. And look, I'm shuffling them around. You can see that I'm not looking. But the point is, now they're facing down, so I'm definitely not looking. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw until one of us gets an ace. Whoever gets the ace loses, okay? So, DB, tell me when.
When.
Okay.
There. Yeah, that's great.
Boom. Oh, it's a king. You win. This could go on a while. I didn't really think this through. Right, okay. So now I'm going to draw one.
It could be the last card.
Yeah. Boom. 10. Okay, DB, your turn. Tell me when.
There you go. Let's do it.
Just do it. Just do it. Okay. DB. Right, now me. Okay, I'm going to draw this one. Boom. Ah, it's a 2. Right. Okay, DB, tell me when.
There you go. Stop.
Okay, excellent. And, it's a 2 again. Right. There's only 52 cards. That's mine. DB, do you want one? Right, DB, this is for you. Oh, shit, there's 2 of them. Neither of them that. Right, now it's me. Boom. What is it? Oh, it's 7. Right, okay. As well, if we get a 10, an ace rather, we lose. If we get a king, we win. How about that? Right, so, DB, tell me when.
When?
Okay, this is going to be over soon, I know it. Okay, so that. Now it's me. And, right. I lose. Bang. Right, I'll have that better worked out in future, guys, I promise. Now, so, with this, we're going to go on to our discussion, debate, talky round or whatever. Has anyone seen anything this week that they want to react to? This is like the podcast part of the proceedings. Has anyone seen anything that they want to react to? Capelthave, what memes have you seen this week?
Yes, but this time I went straight to the source before I went to the memes. After taking Jimmy Mac's comment, I actually went to see House of the Dragon. I say Game of Thrones is not my thing. I like The Witcher and I've seen Lord of the Rings, so I more like that. But it's really good. House of the Dragon is really good. Well acted, good story. And to quote David, a lot of incest. But yeah, it's still good.
Okay.
I think the direction that they actually went, I think they haven't actually changed much of the source material, I think. They're still going by the same plot line. I think like they probably changed some characters, but the thing is that they may have made some characters more important than they were perceived in the books. But so far, I think from the videos I've seen is that story-wise they're actually going in a good way. And yeah, the actor who acted for Doctor Who, Matt something,
Smith?
yeah, he's actually good. Yeah, Matt Smith, yes. He's really good. Way better than in Mobius. Mobius was his peak rule.
I didn't think he was bad in Morbius. He just seemed exactly like he does in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Right.
Isn't that his default state? Where it's like, okay, the script is shit, I'm just going to be Doctor Who.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I do in life. Has anyone else seen House of the Wyvern, as it were?
Oh, yeah, Wyvern.
I've seen it. I've not caught up, but I've seen 2 or 3 episodes.
And do you like it? You getting into it?
I do like it. Yeah, I do.
I just got HBO Max, so I'm looking forward to watching it in a couple of days. Just like binging on the 4 episodes.
I thought HBO Max was shut down.
The executives are trying to figure out which article they want to promote. So, yeah, I don't think it's cut down yet.
Oh, sorry, Tim.
I just got it for 40% off, so they better not shut it down. I got some TV to watch.
Yeah.
Wow. Dave, you were going to say?
Yeah, I was going to say I did watch something recently. I watched the new Pinocchio that came out.
Yes. There is a new Pinocchio out.
Yeah, that was out a few days ago. So I gave that a look, and yeah, it's not the worst Disney remake that's come out, but it's still not very good. Pinocchio looks, the CG on Pinocchio looks very out of place in
really?
the movie. So like they have Honest John and Gideon, which is the fox and the cat, there in the movie.
Yeah.
And they've done this thing where they've put them as realistic as they can, like with their animal heads. But Pinocchio looks really out of place. Like he doesn't belong there. The texture on his body it looks more like he's made of plastic than he's made out of wood.
Do you know, I have a slight theory on this, guys. Has anyone else here seen Pinocchio?
Just a couple
No,
of scenes.
Okay.
I'm not planning on watching it.
Okay, well. Anyway, so if you watch the beginning of this, we all know that Pinocchio was created by Geppetto, the toy maker.
Yep.
Geppetto is played by Tom Hanks. We see that he has a cuckoo clock with Woody from Toy Story in. Tom Hanks is God. He created himself. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, there's a lot of clock cameos in that film.
Yeah, no, but literally Woody is in it, which means Geppetto created Woody. And since Woody is Tom Hanks and Geppetto is Tom Hanks, I don't know quite how to process this. It's like one of those Ouroboros things, like the snake that eats its own tail.
It's like
It goes on forever. It's like what, Marty?
It's like Inception.
Exactly. Cat.
So, in Toy Story 2, when Al asks to buy Woody, I think his mom says that it's an old family toy. So Geppetto might be the great grandfather of Andy.
Yeah.
In that context, it would make sense because it's like Geppetto is the only person in that film that sounds Italian, and yet you got a character like Lampwick in the movie who sounds like he's from Brooklyn.
That's a fair point as well.
So,
For me, this is more like that episode of, like, Red Dwarf did it first, but Jimmy Mac's not here to understand what... You know Red Dwarf, Dave, right?
I know it, I haven't seen it.
Ah, right. Well, anyway, in Red Dwarf, it turns out that Lister is his own father, and then they later did the exact same thing in Futurama. And basically, Toy Story, Geppetto created the talking toys, but he is the talking toy. Again, I don't quite know where I'm going with this.
It's a paradox.
It is a paradox. It is a paradox.
It's a paradox. Like, I have a dad who's older than me.
You have a dad that's older than you. DB, be honest now. Be honest now, DB. Is it you?
It is me.
I knew it. There we go. Yeah. Wow.
You know what I did see was the trailer for The Mandalorian and also God of War. Till Valhalla or something. It's the one where they're up in Northern Europe.
Yeah, the trailer
Yes.
for God of War looks great.
It does. And I hope that it, like, compared to some other video games where they try and, like, criticize the character, I hope that this one has, like, a decent, like, you know, dialogue on that sort of thing to make it more of a story and not just a video game.
But do you know what? Like, so many video games like God of War, they, like, so many of them, Sony basically make single player, like, movies the way they make so much stuff. Last of Us and stuff like that. So I think they will.
I think, like, God of War 4 was, the previous one was, like, really, really good. I mean, they mostly, I watched the cinematics. I watched the entire cinematic, just sat there.
You haven't played it, have you?
I haven't.
I think we should strip Capoteb's thoughts from the record.
But the thing is that I don't necessarily watch gameplay, like, but for God of War, I think, like, the cinematic was uploaded over, like, 4 hours. And I just sat there and just watched it because, like, it was that engaging. And even this, in the downtime where you're riding the boat, you have tales with Mimir with actual Norse mythology. Okay, a little bit changed. But the thing is, it was really, really intriguing, and it was really felt like watching a very long movie. And sorry to say, our Tamil movies last for 3 hours, so I had to practice.
Yeah, just very, very quickly before we come to you, Marty, because I see that you've done like a handy thing.
No, I don't know what I just did.
Okay. Right, I was going to say we don't normally do it that way, but it seemed really important.
I'm on my phone, and I don't know what the phone will do versus my iPad.
No, that's cool. What I was going to say though is that there are some video games like the Back to the Future video game. People say that you can actually just sit and watch it like it's Back to the Future 4. And the Ghostbusters video game was essentially Ghostbusters 3 before they took 2 stabs at Ghostbusters 3, and we'll get there one day. But yeah, like, you know, some of these things. When is this new God of War out?
November something.
Okay.
Not sure.
Right, guys. So, let me come on to something now. Like, and I hope you guys have seen it, because if not, what are we even doing here? The new season of Cobra Kai dropped, and it was just like the greatest experience of my entire life. Have you seen the previous ones?
Yeah, I've seen.
Okay, I won't give spoilers. I won't give spoilers.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my god, it's so good though. They haven't dropped the ball, guys. Marty, you were going to say?
Well, I was just going to say I would normally have watched it by now, but since I caught COVID and am down in Florida, stuck in Florida, I have not been able to watch it. So,
well, find the opportunity. Just you can. It will heal. You know, I don't mean to make light of this, but it will heal you, Marty. You will feel better having watched it.
Awesome.
Okay.
Great.
No, it's
Mr. Miyagi's touch will be on that screen.
well, exactly. It is for me. Like, it is the greatest television. Forget Breaking Bad or like Having Dinner with the Titans or whatever it was called. I forgot. It's like the greatest thing. I mean, it's not necessarily the greatest thing ever, but it's just like pure joy watching Cobra Kai.
It's like it's like one of the most favorite shows by audience. I think Cobra Kai. There are very few shows that are really favored by audience nowadays. Yeah.
Genuinely, the only thing that bothers me is the main guy. Well, not the main guy in this. The main guy from the Karate Kid, Daniel LaRusso. He feels like he's like gone backwards in puberty. That when you watch the Karate Kid, you know, he's like, I'm trying to be tough. And then when you see him now, he kind of speaks like he's Marty McFly, and he seems nervous. And I don't know how he's like gone backwards through puberty, but he has. You watch it, you won't be able to unwatch it. Right. DB.
He sure has kept his youth. Am I supposed to bring up something?
Oh no, I thought you looked like you were going to talk. You may have been breathing.
No. I was having an anxiety attack.
But like one of the memes I've seen about Cobra Kai is the two dads going through a midlife crisis, start a gang war.
Well, it's Cap. You need to find a way to watch this. Like, you need to watch the whole thing. DB.
I do like how it plays with good guys and bad guys. There really isn't a good guy or a bad guy. My problem with I haven't seen this season, but my problem with it so far is the directors are very young. All the directors are like in their 20s. So the pacing and some of the editing is weird. Like one of the things I think about is in the first season, there's like a car accident, and then like he's driving later, and like the accident isn't you can't see it, something like that.
Sure.
There's a lot of sort of forgetting what's going on, and I feel like maybe there's not a continuity. There's not someone running the continuity on the show. I feel like there's a couple of things like that could be pacing because of the youth of the directors. But that's the only thing. I love the story. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, I think it's genuinely like the most fun I've had watching a television show in years.
So let's all shit on it then.
No, let's not. No, let's. But you know, it's so. I honestly don't have anything bad to say about this season at all. Like sometimes there'll be a show and they'll be like, "Oh, why did they do this?" or whatever. I just think the whole thing is just fun. Yeah.
Did they bring anyone back that they brought?
I mean, without going into spoilers, they do every year, so you know.
Spoilers.
So I won't say anything about it. One thing I will say though.
Marita back. They're gonna bring Pat Morita back from the dead.
Well, they constantly have like the archive footage. Something I think they've done so great is that the first movie is an all-time classic. The sequels not so much, but they've made all of these old little clips from the movies so relevant, and then when you go back and watch like Karate Kid 3, it's like, oh, it's not that good, but nowadays like it's the backstory to something great.
Do you remember there was they tried to do a spin-off for it, like the next Karate Kid?
Yeah, that one they've ignored.
Will Smith?
Yeah, because when I heard a rumor.
Who was that? What was the name of the woman in it?
Christ, I don't know.
Hilary Swank. Hilary Swank. They need. Okay, well, this isn't a spoiler. Hilary Swank hasn't shown up yet, but they need to do that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I heard a rumor that Hilary Swank was going to be in this season. They were going to be, they're going to team up with Daniel and that.
Well, they so should. Cat.
Her and Jaden Smith. I mean, that even makes more sense since Will Smith is a producer.
Yeah.
What I would like to say is, look, I've actually seen a fight scene from Cobra Kai, the cafeteria fight scene, and the weird thing is, like, movies tend to blow up karate in a level that's like really violent, but like if you go and look at actual tournaments, it's not. But the thing is that I would say is that like karate did used to be a little bit violent. Watching from early karate tournaments,
karate used to be a little bit violent.
Yeah, I mean, it was almost like MMA, kickboxing in a sense. But now, if you go and watch karate tournaments, it's still like two guys afraid to throw a punch. And I remember this is probably one of the Olympics, I think, is that they were two guys were fighting, and the one guy threw a punch, and the other guy was clearly knocked out. But the guy who threw the punch was lost because he used a boxing punch instead of a karate punch.
Yeah.
So the guy who got knocked out won.
Well, but Cap, that is basically the entire premise of the show Cobra Kai. Is that the main villain from, well, not the main villain, but the main rival from the first Karate Kid movie, when he loses at the end of the film, it was actually an illegal kick that the main hero used. And then it's like, from that, his life is like in ruin 30 years later. And then it's how it picks up with him as like the protagonist. It's great idea.
But there's great compilation of videos. You can actually go and check it out on YouTube, like old karate tournaments versus the current karate tournaments. And it's like the early ones are really violent. It's almost like MMA in even more Street Fighter style. But the new ones is like they're just two guys afraid to throw something because it's more like turned into like one of those fencing matches where they both have a sword and they're a little bit scared just to do it. And okay, done. Okay, yeah. We're done. We're safe now.
DB.
That's probably because of lawsuits. There's probably been so many lawsuits that they have to be so much more careful about people being hurt. And then concussions alone now have stopped entire high schools from doing football programs.
I think, that could be also a thing, but I also think it's karate became a very popular thing, and even kids were started doing it and stuff, and they felt like normally
the Karate Kid.
Kind of do that.
Right.
Because normally that happens with a lot of sports, is that when it becomes so mainstream, they try to assert themselves as a different kind of sport. So like kids go to karate and all that stuff. So they try to show that, okay, we're not like MMA or the UFC. We're a little bit different. We teach much more of a elegant sport, not all violence. This is one of the martial artists from YouTube says. So I have no idea what that is. But the thing is, that's one of his theories.
Yeah, DB.
I saw someone today have on TikTok, they had about 10,000 people watching them, and they were just talking about who would win in a match, Bruce Lee or Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson!
Okay, very quickly, who here would say it's Bruce Lee?
Yeah, Bruce Lee, all the way. Because his understanding of weight and weight different and movement, I think he's better at moving.
Guys, Bruce Lee was, I think, probably not even over 130 pounds.
So if Mike Tyson gets in a punch, which he probably wouldn't, if Mike Tyson gets in a punch, sure, maybe Mike Tyson wins.
Mike Tyson's still fast.
Mike Tyson what?
Mike Tyson is still fast. He could probably land a couple punches.
I thought you said he's too fat. I was like, he's bigger, but I wouldn't say he's too fat.
No, you guys are completely missing the point. One is a martial artist actor. One is an actual world heavyweight champion who's His job is to knock people out.
One also created a way of fighting. The other only followed somebody else's.
The creation
weird
doesn't
thing
mean
about
competency.
Cap, you're missing the point as well. You're talking to people who actually live in the real world versus learning everything from just memes.
Hang on, but Marty,
Well,
he's the only one
Marty
defending the
disrupts.
real boxer. Everyone else is
Marty
defending the
I think
fake
that
guy.
I think that Cap is like an AI. I think he's like Max Headroom,
Yeah.
and he doesn't really exist.
I mean, that's a little heavy right there, but you know.
But this debate with Bruce Lee's been around. I think for more than Mike Tyson, most people ask about Muhammad Ali versus Bruce Lee. That debate's been there for hours. But again, they're forgetting the point. I think Bruce Lee stands about this high when compared to Muhammad Ali. And also, again, the guy, his job is to knock people out. He's a heavyweight that moved like a middleweight, that fought people much bigger than him and knocked them out. This guy fought people in movies.
I think size differential and speed too could make up a part of it. Like if Mike Tyson is, I don't know if he's comparably as fast as Bruce Lee, but he's got to be fast, you know.
He's
And-
really
But
fast.
he's not as limber. Even at his peak, he's not going to be as limber as Bruce Lee is.
Okay, but under what rules are they fighting? Under what rules are they fighting?
but-
That's also a main thing.
Because if Bruce Lee can just chop down Mike Tyson by taking him out with kicks.
He's got to be able to use his kicks. He's got it.
I think so. But I honestly think that with the amount of mass that Mike Tyson have over Bruce Lee, he could absorb a lot more force. And Bruce Lee's, 130 pounds? So it's like a kick like that's... He's probably able to take a couple kicks, and all Mike Tyson has to do is land one on like a significant joint and disable like 1/4 of his body.
Or he could
And
bite
he knocks
his ear
out
off.
people who are way bigger than him.
Yeah, he could bite his ear off as well, because we know he can do that occasionally. You know.
That's some serious MMA. I gotta get going. I apologize for leaving early, but
No, that's no worries, Tim.
Good seeing you, Tim.
all right. Thanks.
Right, so let's the internet decide between Mike Tyson and Bruce Lee. On that note, is there anything else anyone saw this week they want to react to? Otherwise, we will move on.
I'll do it quickly because the Ubisoft had their reveals this week. So the Assassin's Creed trailers dropped this week. So a lot of the new big game Mirage is coming out, which apparently is going old school Assassin's Creed like gameplay. So it's not going to be like Odyssey and Valhalla. It's not going to be an RPG. They're also releasing expansions for Valhalla, an extra story on top of that one.
And this is some sort of ninja thing, right?
Yeah, so that Red Sun, that one. So there's going to be one with ninjas. There's going to be one in China. There's going to be one apparently with witches as well.
Wow!
Because all it showed was the concept of like a scene from the Blair Witch where it's the Assassin's logo made out of like I want to say it's like twigs and that, or like whittled, you know. So yeah, that's the other thing. I think I'm excited for the new game, but I'm not optimistic for it.
Okay.
So for Dave, I think at what point Assassin's Creed got boring for you?
For me, it's like I got bored with, I say story-wise, with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, because there's only so much. There's only so far we can go back. Because Odyssey is now the beginning, and now it's like, okay, where can we go from here? Because now the likes of Cassandra, Alexios, Ivor, they're not considered assassins.
Okay, so hang on. Just what was the one before the last one?
What do you mean? Oh, the one that.
Yeah, so not the
Valhalla,
last one. The one
with
before.
the Vikings.
Vikings.
So you had you had Valhalla, which came out
That's right.
years ago, and then Odyssey came before that one, which was the one with the Greeks.
Yeah. So I think for me it was the first one. I haven't played them. Right.
I think for me it's like
Okay, go on.
afterwards, after the Kenway saga. So Connor I really enjoyed, but I don't think a lot of people liked it because he was a replacement for Ezio, and I knew that's going to be a really hard sell. But
Okay.
I quite enjoyed Connor. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I quite enjoyed Connor, but the thing with Edward is that he was much more entertaining with Connor, and and I actually had a blast with the seafaring adventure. That was amazing. I think I spent so much hours on this game just hunting whales. And Shay was a good direction that after they went, but that game didn't do it. Unity, I didn't like it as much. I couldn't enjoy Unity for some reason. Syndicate, I had really good hopes for. But the thing is, I think the story is shit. And Jacob, they just ruined Jacob. I didn't like it playing as Jacob. And afterwards, I stopped playing because, like, I saw Odyssey and the gameplay was. But again, this is more realistic when it comes to fighting. Kind of realistic. But then they changed it into like a video game, like it's a hack and slash thing where you had the guys had powers and they're fighting gods. And it didn't sit well for me. And after the Odyssey, where you can choose your own dialogue, and I went, okay, they're just clearly doing The Witcher. They're showing the dialogue options that you can play with. And I thought, the point of Assassin's Creed is you're reliving past events. You shouldn't make choices with past events.
That's the thing, though, Cap. It's because it's not something of established history. You know, we've had the Peloponnesian War, which was Sparta and Athens fighting each other. So anything could have happened between those 2 points with like whichever character you choose to play as. Whereas something like the first game in Assassin's Creed where you got the Templar War. So that's established history. So that's the Crusade. That's a fixed point. So that's that's a consistent story. But something, I think my issue really with Assassin's Creed lately is just story. Like again, with like Black Flag was great, but then it's just the story's sort of forgotten where it went.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, on that note, guys, sorry, just to move on, just looking at the time, we are gonna have to power through, just because we still have things to tend to. Now, last week there was a TV show that people didn't guess in our 1 minute guessing game thing, and I'll just reveal to the audience that the answer was Heroes. The TV show was Heroes. People guessed it on Facebook. We didn't manage to guess it on the show. We also had a book that no one guessed, and I didn't put it out there publicly, so I'm going to save that one, and I'll reveal probably next week. But
no!
Now, we're going to play this again, and let's roll the dice to see who will go first. And it will be Marty. Marty, what would you like to guess? A movie, TV show, video game, or book?
Movie.
Okay. So, Marty, you're going to have 1 minute on the clock to attempt to guess what the movie is, and you can ask me as many yes/no questions as you want. And here you go.
Is it superhero genre?
Yes.
Is it DC?
No.
Is it Marvel?
Yes.
Is it a team?
Yes.
Movie? Is it Avengers?
No.
Is it Avengers Age of Ultron?
No.
Is it Avengers Infinity War?
No.
Avengers Endgame?
No.
Guardians of the Galaxy?
No.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
No.
Gosh, what else is there that are teams? Is the main character male?
Yes.
Is it Black Widow?
No.
Oh, well, why would I say that? That's so dumb. I have COVID brain.
Don't worry.
What's another team?
That is time, I'm afraid. That is time.
Shoot.
DB, handing over to you. You are currently on mute, and here you go.
Is the character have a weapon that they use regularly?
Not really. Debatable.
Do they wear a special costume?
Occasionally, sometimes.
Did we distinguish whether it was Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Are they from another planet?
No.
Did they get powers because of something that happened on this planet?
I can't remember the origin of that.
Okay. Is it bigger than a bread box?
Yes.
Does it travel through time?
Yes.
Does it travel through the metaverse?
No.
Do they have a following?
Yeah. Right, that is time, I'm afraid. Dave, handing over to you. Okay.
Okay.
Here you go.
Okay, is it the Eternals?
No.
Okay. Does anyone in this? Well, assuming there's. Did we say there was a lead character in the film?
Yeah, just about.
Does the lead character have a solo movie?
Yes.
I was going to say how many. I don't know why. Does this individual have any powers?
Yeah.
Hang on. Is it Captain America: Civil War?
No.
Damn it! Bloody hell! What other Marvel movies are there that are like that? I don't know. Hang on. Is it the X-Men?
Yes! It is the X-Men. It is X-Men. Well done there, Dave. Wow, guys. That took a while to get there. Marty, you so could have had it within, like, the first 10 seconds if you just...
I know, I'm so stuck in the MCU that I don't even think about the ones outside.
I had the same thought, Marty.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had Fantastic Four in line, but when you said, they have powers, I was like, okay.
Well, yeah, but it's like, so the main character is like, there are powers, but it's just sort of like natural. Like, what is Wolverine's power? He regenerates, but it's not like he flies. It's not. It's a power, but it's Anyway,
His power was being grizzled.
It is. Right, Capital Fave. Just because you hadn't had come into this yet, let's come over to you. What would you like? A movie, TV show, video game, or book?
I'm not going to press book again. The TV show.
TV show.
Why
Okay, so let's find something which I think you have the remotest chance of being able to get.
Oh my god. I should have been stuck with the book.
Right, okay, I've got one. So, Cap, your minute starts now.
Is it a superhero show?
No.
Is it supernatural?
No.
Is it fantasy?
No.
Is it action?
Not especially, but yeah, to a degree.
Is it animated?
No.
Is it a mystery show?
No.
Or a horror show?
No.
Is it a sitcom?
No.
Is it family drama?
Family drop? No, I wouldn't say that.
Is it a romance?
No.
Theme? Is it a coming of age story?
No.
Is it interesting at all?
Yes.
Did the show do well?
Yes.
Did it have more than 4 seasons?
Yeah, I think so, or about that. Something in that region. Oh, that is time, I'm afraid. That is time. So, handing over to Marty, take it away.
Are there memes of it? Yes, that should have been my question.
Oh, hang on. There definitely are. I'll tell you that. Marty, go.
Is it a reality show?
No.
I am just. Is it a show from 2000 and beyond?
No. Well, and to the present? No.
Yeah, into the present.
No.
Okay. Yeesh. Is it an ensemble show?
Yes.
Okay, I may have that may have already been asked. But it's not a comedy. Gosh, what do I ask? Is it based on a movie or a book or anything like that?
Not especially, but kind of. No, not really.
Is it a...
That is time, I'm afraid. Right.
Oh.
DB, handing over to you. Take it away.
It's not The Watchmen because it's DC. It's not DC. It's not The Watchmen. So, but it's something like The Watchmen. I feel like is there an alternative to The Watchmen that's on TV? That's my question.
No. It's certainly an alternative to it if you didn't want
Right.
to watch The Watchmen.
Who watches us watching The Watchmen? That's not my question. Do they like to go out to fancy dinners?
Possibly.
Do they like luxury hotels?
I should imagine so.
Long walks on the beach. Are they fans of long walks?
Definitely.
Kind of looking for a date, yes.
Okay.
I don't know what to ask.
And that is time. That is time. I don't know what's going on today, guys. I honestly don't. We could have had the X-Men within like 8 seconds going by your fantastic 2 opening questions, Marty. And this one, you could have realised later.
Whether it's affecting me or not, I'm just going to use COVID as my excuse.
Well, I don't know,
all
but
day.
it's spreading. Cap and DB have a taste of the same medicine. Right, Dave, it's down to you. And here you go.
Right, did we say this was DC?
No.
That's why I'm confused.
The Watchmen is DC, I was saying.
Yeah, The Watchmen is DC. I've forgotten what
It's
everybody
not
else said.
superhero
though.
at all.
I don't think DC ever came up.
That's one of my biggest...
Guys, it's Dave's time. He's asked one question.
Yeah, that's what I don't know what to ask because I lost what everybody's saying. I'm on the same medication of Marty and Cap.
Just happens to be blowing David.
Incidentally, Dorna says Bruce Lee was an original. Tyson is a clown and not even a good one.
Oh my god.
Ooh, Tyson's going to be so pissed.
I just can't think of any
My
questions.
puncher.
Okay,
I genuinely can't think of anything, guys.
Right. I felt the same way because I felt like all the questions were asked, and I felt like...
and that is time. So, I'm going to save this one for Facebook.
No, David, so if you're saving this one, you have to give us the old book.
Yeah.
No.
That's the way
Right,
it
so I will
It's
save
buy
this
one,
one for
take one.
Facebook. So, who started that? That was you, Cap.
Yeah.
Marty started... I think so, right? Dave, you can start the next one. What would you like? TV, movie, video game, or book?
I'll go for video game.
Okay, fantastic. Let's have a look. Okay, I've got a good one here.
Because apparently that's my area of expertise.
Right, so, Dave. How old are you, Dave?
29.
We'll see if you get it. Right,
Oh,
so,
Christ.
that's a massive clue. But anyway, here you go.
Right, is the game before the 1990s then?
No.
Okay. Is it before, well, is it after the year 2000?
No.
Right, okay. Is it a Nintendo game?
No.
Right. Is it an Xbox game?
No.
No, I don't think Xbox was around then. That's my bad. Okay, so is it part of a franchise?
Yes.
Does it have more than 4 games?
How many?
4.
No.
3. What is it? Does it have a famous character?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, it depends how you define famous. That is time. That is time.
Okay.
That is time, I'm afraid, Dave. All right. Okay. So, Marty, we're going to come to you next on this one, and here you go.
I think it's me, right?
It's a game, so I'm not going to get it. Is it it's a game you play at home, I assume?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm old enough to remember arcades when that was all there was. Is it a first-person shooter?
It is not. No, this one isn't.
Okay.
Ooh.
Is it based on a popular franchise?
No.
Is it See, I wish I knew the terminology of games so I could ask better questions.
It's all right. You're helping the team effort.
Yeah. Is it a Super Mario game?
No, it's not, but that is time. DB, handing over to you. Go.
You had said that it wasn't Nintendo. It is a franchise, but not popular. It's not Sonic the Hedgehog. Is it Sega Genesis?
No, it's not.
What else is it? Atari, Coleco? That's
No,
90.
neither of those.
So is it a PC game that's on PC?
It has been on PC.
Has been on PC, but was it on PC in the 90s when we've agreed that this
Yes,
show
it was.
Crikey.
Just about.
So it's not Crash Bandicoot?
It's not Crash Bandicoot.
Who's the other worm one? There's one worm guy. It wasn't very popular, but the title...
Earthworm Jim.
Earthworm Jim. Is it Earthworm Jim?
It's not Earthworm Jim.
Okay. Wow. Is it based in the real world?
Ish. A different version of a real world.
So is it Paperboy?
It is not, and that is time. Okay, so no, it's less real than Paperboy. Right, Cap, it is down to you. I gave it this order just because I figured if any of the following information would have helped you, this is now your shot. And
yeah, but
here,
will have Cap ever watched this game?
you... I don't know. Go!
Is this Mega Man?
No.
Is this Pac-Man?
No.
Was this game on PC in the 2000s?
Very early. Yeah.
Very early. Is
If
this
not,
Mortal
just before
Kombat?
that. No.
Is it a shooting game?
It's not directly... One of them is.
Is the genre fantasy?
No.
Is it sci-fi?
Yes, definitely.
Is it Aliens?
No.
Is it E.T.?
No.
Is it Aliens, E.T.? What else is there? Spit it out, Dave. Spit it out.
Oh God!
It's a shooting game. Is this like the 2D? Is it Castlevania?
No.
Closer to Castlevania?
No, further. Cold. And that is time. Wow, we've got another one to put to... put to the thing.
I
Right.
think I have it. That's the thing.
What do you think it is? I'll let you guess. If you guess...
I'm caught between Metal Gear and Doom.
Yeah, it's neither of those. Right, okay, so...
Damn, dude.
That leaves us with DB to start, I believe. Right, so hang on 1 second. What was the thing earlier that you guys didn't get? And I know you don't know the answer. What was it? Was it a movie?
Everything?
TV show.
TV show. Ah, shit, I wish I could remember what it was. I need to write these things down. Right, anyway. I do remember, I'm jesting.
Hey, don't say anything about my brain anymore, okay?
Yeah, don't worry, I've got no memory. Okay, so, DB.
So it's my choice of story.
Movie, TV show, video game, or book.
Let's go with book, because...
Okay. So, we have one. I'm just going to have to bring up the information so I know what year it was from. But, let's have a look. Your time... We'll wait for it. Okay. Your time starts now.
Is it 18th century British literature?
It's no. The answer to that is no. If you want to break it down further.
Is it 17th century British literature? Is it the collection? Is it the collected works of William Shakespeare?
No.
Going further.
Okay, split you asked two parts to that first question. Break it in half, DB. I'm trying to help.
Break it in half. Can someone remind me of my question?
What did he ask? His first one, guys.
What was my first
It's 18th century literature.
Okay.
Literature.
Oh, so is it 18th century
Yes,
literature?
it is 18th century. Correct.
Is it American
No.
literature? Is it European literature?
Yes.
Is it French?
No.
Is it German?
No.
Is it any Nordic countries?
No.
I don't really write books. I hope no one Nordic is watching the show. I'm sorry if he was offended. Austria.
Nope.
Spain.
Nope.
Italian?
Yes, and that is time. Right, so the good news is I've remembered what the TV show was. Right, so just write that down.
Then say it, Dave. We need to make sure you remember.
Right, so
correctly.
next up, Dave.
Sure.
Okay, and
Okay.
your time starts now.
18th century literature.
Yes.
Italian.
Italian.
We all know.
Right, Italian literature. This is why I'm not on eggheads. Do they like long walks in the park?
Possibly.
Is there? I can't think of genre. Is it a romantic book?
No.
Is it a fantasy book?
Yes.
Hang on.
Yeah, now I'm getting somewhere.
Shut up. I don't know. Is it Pinocchio?
Yes, it is!
Oh, wow.
It is Pinocchio. There you go, Dave. Well done. Well done.
That
Excellent
was going to be
stuff.
my guess.
Well done there. So, is that everyone has started a round of this? I guess now we'll come on to our finale round, which will be a impressions round. So let's just bring up the randomized list. The way this works, audience, is each of our performers will get a list of characters from something geek related, and then they will have to do impressions of as many as they can without saying the name or making it too obvious to give away who their impression is of, and then the others will have to guess them. So here's the first list. Let's roll the dice to see who will go first, and I can see that it will be Cap or Thave. So Cap, you're going to have 90 seconds to do as many impressions. If anyone wants to guess, remember to buzz it in. And so, Cap, here is your list, and your time starts now.
I'm a professor and I'm an archaeologist.
Buzz.
Dave.
Indiana Jones.
Correct.
That was Dave.
Give me spinach. I like some spinach.
Buzz. Marty.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Right, guys,
Right,
don't guess until you've been called.
I'm the great and powerful.
Buzz.
wizard
Oz.
of-
Oz. Tell us if it's right, though,
Skip.
Cap.
Yeah, right. Skip. I'm in the Lord of the Rings. I died in the noblest way.
Buzz.
DB. Oh, no, Dave.
Boromir.
Correct. I control metal and water.
Buzz, Magneto.
Correct. Skip. Harry Potter must not attend
Buzz.
Hogwarts this
Dave.
year.
Dobby.
Skip. I'm not the second Doctor.
Buzz, third Doctor. Buzz, the first
Buzz.
Doctor.
I'm Godzilla's wife. I'm an insect.
Buzz, Mothra.
Buzz.
Correct. Skip. I'm in the Star Wars and I'm Harry.
Buzz.
Dave.
Chewbacca.
Correct. I am Mothra's boyfriend or husband. I have tiny arms.
DB.
Gamera.
Buzz.
No.
Okay,
Godzilla.
Marty.
Godzilla.
Correct.
And that is time. That is time. Well done. Well done. So, with this, we're going to come to our next performer and see what they can come up with. So, let's copy this list over and let's roll the dice to see who we'll have go next. And going next will be Dave. So, Dave, here is your list
Oh, hang on. Whoa.
and your time starts now.
Live long and prosper.
Buzz, Mr. Spock.
Yes. I have 3 heads and I fight Godzilla.
Buzz.
Marty.
King Ghidorah.
Yes. I wear the helmet of Naboo.
DB, you're muted though. You're muted, DB.
It sucks. Mandalorian.
No. I wear the helmet of Naboo. I have magic like Doctor Strange.
Cap.
Dr. Fate.
Yes. I'm a turtle.
Cap.
Leonardo.
Yes. Don't know. I will be the one to kill Harry Potter.
Buzz, Voldemort.
Yes. Pass. I'm the zombie Hulk from DC.
Cap.
Buzz.
Doomsday.
No.
Marty.
Grundy.
Solomon Grundy.
Yes. Dunno. No idea. I'm Eddie Brock. I am his
Buzz,
friend.
Venom.
Buzz.
Yes.
Don't know why I did that.
I'm not Samurai Jeff.
Buzz.
DB.
Samurai Jack.
Yes. I don't know. I turn into a lizard and I will get Spider-Man.
Buzz.
Marty.
Dr. Kirk Connors.
Yes. Dave Postansky, your time has come.
Buzz, Death.
Yes. I'm the martial artist of Marvel. And
Buzz,
I have
Steven Seagal. And that is time, I'm afraid. That is time. Right. So, who was it then? Go on then.
With Shang-Chi.
Right. So, anyway, let's see who will go next. So, rolling. 1 second. Rolling a dice. Next up will be DB. So, DB, let's bring it to you. Here is your list. And your time starts now.
Not the light, not the Pink Floyd album. The Pink Floyd album, the famous one. Not the Wall. Yeah.
Buzz.
Marty.
Yeah.
Animal Man.
No. Not light, but
Dark.
Buzz.
Marty.
Dark Side.
there you go. The character from Black Panther that sounds like the singer with the last name Khan.
What?
Dave. No.
Buzz?
Dave.
Killmonger?
Nope.
Buzz.
Marty.
Yeah.
T'Chaka.
Yep. The most hated character in the history of Star Wars.
Buzz?
Buzz.
Marty. No, sorry, Dave.
Jar Jar Binks?
Yep. Bruce, I'm not going to watch another one of
Cat.
Yes.
Alfred?
Yes. The one who says only one word, but the little version.
Buzz. I'm Groot.
Yep. But you are.
Baby Groot.
Yes. Now I'm the
Buzz.
man.
Buzz.
Marty.
The Flash.
No.
Buzz. Snagglepuss.
No.
Okay,
Buzz.
Dave.
The Invisible Man?
Yes.
The
other turtle.
Cap.
Raphael.
Nope, the other one.
Buzz. Yertle. Marty.
Donatello.
Yes.
And that is time. That is time. Right, so let's see who will have go next. Who hasn't had a go? Marty and myself. So let's roll.
I had a very dumb moment then. I was about to say DiCaprio.
Okay, so next up will be Marty, which means I will go last on this. But Marty, here is your list.
Give me just a sec.
Yeah, that's no worries.
Don't give him a second. Make him do it. Don't give him the time.
Okay,
Okay.
and
We
go.
I don't know if we can see the list.
I'm a big white dragon.
Buzz. Wyvern.
No.
Cap.
I know. Buzz.
Cap.
Buzz.
DB then.
Falcor.
Yes. I'm going to be in the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Buzz. Adam Warlock.
Yes. I'm a big octopusy mouth guy.
Cap.
Cthulhu.
Yes. I'm one of the Watchmen. I have a
Buzz.
spaceship.
The Joker. No, what's his name? The comedian.
No,
Cap.
I have a
The Owlman?
yes.
Is that his name?
I went back in time to save Sarah Connor.
Buzz?
Dave.
The Terminator?
No.
Oh, Buzz?
Buzz. Oh, Cap.
Christopher Reeves.
Buzz?
No! Dave.
Buzz? Kyle Reese?
Christopher
Yes.
Reeve.
Michael
Man came from
Biehn
behind.
is Michael Biehn.
I'll get you, Thundercats.
Buzz. Mumra.
Yes. One day I will cure my wife. Until then, I will make the world cold.
Cap.
Buzz.
Dr. Freeze and not Christopher Reeves.
Dr. Freeze.
What is my name?
Dave.
Wife? What is my wife's name?
Oh, your wife's
Victor
name.
Freeze.
Your wife's name, Buzz. Christina Freeze.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Scared that is time. That was long since time. What is the answer? What is his wife's name?
Nora.
Nora Freeze. Right, okay. So, it comes down to me. So, as always, guys, remember to keep track of how many you get, just because otherwise adding the scores will...
Save Sarah Connor.
Christopher Reeve went back in time to save Sarah Connor is my favourite moment from this show ever. Right, okay, so...
Did he fly around the earth and make it go backwards?
I mean, the movie would have been easy.
Okay. Okay, it's my turn, so... Here I... go. If you don't shut down that machine, I'll have someone come down here with an injunction and shut it down for you. Marty.
The mayor from Ghostbusters.
Not the mayor. Dave.
The douchebag from the EPA.
You don't know my character's name, but it was not a bad impression. Right, okay. So, let's see who we've got next.
It's true, this man has no dick.
Yes, him. Right. Alright, so I'm just ahead on the computer on Red Dwarf. No one knows this show but me. Marty.
Mike Tyson.
No, I'm skipping. Okay. Hey, so, Peter Quinn, I stole this and I'm going to keep that. Yeah, DB.
Rocket.
Yes. Wow, I'm a baby and there are zombies around, but we call them walkers.
Buzz.
Dave.
Judith Grice.
Yes! Right, okay. Let's see who else we've got. Oh, the nuclear vessels.
Oh, Buzz.
DB.
Back off from Star Trek
Yes.
4.
Right,
What? Sorry, what?
Captain America, I will kill you. Oh, Captain, I'm German. Right, Cap.
You are Red Skull.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, okay.
Liz?
Cap.
Oh, Liz.
Cap.
Your Gambit.
Yes.
Your Gambit.
Okay. Hey, watch me dance.
Liz,
Cap.
You're Batman.
Yes, I am, and that is time. That is time. Well done.
John
So,
Travolta.
okay, how many did you get, Dave?
I got 1.
Excellent. Right, how many did you get, Cap? 3, 2, 3, 1. Oh, shit. 1, 2, 3. Okay, DB, you got 2.
Yeah.
2, 1, 2. And how many did you get, Marty?
0.
10. Excellent. Right, okay, so with that has brought us to the end. I'll just say, when we did the live Extreme Improv show last week in Buckinghamshire, it was me and Holly. I don't know if you know Holly, but we had to do a rap battle. She was Stewie Griffin, and I was Batman. Now, the audience said she won, but I'm not going to lie, and you'll see the video of this hopefully at some point. I thought my Batman rap on Stewie Griffin was awesome. But, anyway. Now then, let's have a look. The winner, our Geek of the Week, I can now reveal, is Dave! Well done, well done. And it's possible, Dave, that some of those points were meant to be for me, but I think we were just sharing points in the end. So we weren't sharing COVID, but we were sharing points.
You are not taking this from me. I need this.
The mistake I made, though. No, genuinely, you genuinely won. You're like miles ahead. But definitely in the last round, I suddenly became aware that I was giving some of my points to you. Right? And it was the problem because you came on the call first. It says David and then Dave. And I'm like, uh-oh, I can't distinguish which one I am. Right, anyway, so... audience, that will bring us rapidly towards the end. In a few minutes' time, we're going to have the Extreme Improv Extreme show on the same YouTube channel, so make sure you refresh the page, youtube.com/extreme improv. But for now, let's find out where we can find everyone on social media and also what their recommendation is of a geeky nature for the week ahead. Starting with Cap. Where can the people find you?
You can go to a bunch of actual martial artists comparing Bruce Lee versus Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson. My recommendation is that if you like Attack on Titan, you should watch Drifters. I think I've said this mentioned a long times, but get the Drifters. It's done by the guy who did Helsing, and the art's great, the story is great. I think you'll love it, and you can catch me on the next show.
Awesome. DB, where can the people find you?
Hopefully nowhere, but I mean, if you're going to look on Twitter or something, DB Frick is a good place to start. Anywhere, just look at my, you'll find something. I hate most of it, though.
Okay, Marty, where can the people find you?
On Instagram at What Would Jesus Glue, and on the next Extreme show. This week I watched a movie I forgot to mention earlier. Watched Psycho Goreman, and so if you like 80s gory comedic horror, then you would probably like this movie. It's very goofy, but also kind of got some fun moments in it.
Okay, cool. Incidentally, the poster of the movie Scanners is a total spoiler for like the last scene of the film. Right. Yeah. Anyway, Dave.
Yeah, true.
Actually, first of all, my name is David Pistansky. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at David Pistansky. Check out all of the YouTube channels I've got here. If you were in London, go and see the Extreme Improv UK Championship show, which will be next Tuesday at 8 p.m. UK time in London, and it's at the Cockpit Theatre. So check that out. But Dave, where can the people find you?
I actually don't have anything to promote at the moment. I'm having some Instagram and Facebook stuff and YouTube bits to sort out at the moment. So you can check me out on the Extreme Improv shows when I appear, if and when. And my recommendation, I'm following my trend of all things Whovian, and I'm going to recommend the Third Doctor episode, Inferno, where the time is running out with a drill being forced into the centre of the Earth, and the Doctor is trapped on a parallel Earth.
Wow. Sounds good.
What season? Hang on.
No, you said 3.
Third Doctor.
Third Doctor, so series 7.
There you go. Right, so with this, from me, from everyone else, stay safe, always stay